there's enough funds in there. This one that we're looking at is 25,000. This is it has the 30-foot with also the 20-foot gangway there. And it does run about 25,000. I did talk to the owner. We got 3 quotes. Some of them were cheaper, but we wanted to match what we've already done, and the donor was approved that, and so we can move forward with purchasing a matching dock instead of the cheapest one that came in. So that was what we were going for, and the donor was okay with that. So I need Parks Board approval to move forward with purchasing this one, and like I said, it would match the current dock that we have. The gangway is a little bit shorter. I'll have to double check, but I think that's supposed to be 5 feet. I just noticed that on this. I guess the ramp here is 4 feet, it looks like. I guess that's still ADA, so we would be okay with that. So, and then the dock is 5 feet.
And there would still be 10,000 left in the donation after this?
Well, by the time we do the any improvements on the concrete side, if we can attach it to the existing one, it'll save us. But if not, I got to have that contingency there. We will still have 10,000. Then, and I know you were talking about lighting. That's the direction we'd probably go with that at that point, to get some lighting in that area. And we also have some parking lot funds that we can do some parking lot improvements there. And maybe we can do some additional lighting along the trail. Kind of get that idea and concept started. As you'll see in my report today, that's one of our requests that we keep getting over and over again is the lights around Skyview Park. So we'll be seeking a motion here to approve this concept. And it's with the same company that we purchased the fishing dock from.
Any other questions for Nate?
What's the approval process for this look like beyond us, since it's donated funds?
It's less than 30,000. I just moved forward.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Look for a motion in a second.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All not in favor, same sign. All right, thank you. We move to reports. Parks and Rec Supervisor reports.
We'll go ahead and start with Ryan here, since he's the only one here today with the Parks report.
We continue doing prep work for the Liberty Zone Restroom, which is supposed to be the first week of February. We still got a little bit of just the final grading to do. We're gonna do that next week. We've been painting offices up at admin. I think we've done 3 so far. We might have another one coming up here in the next couple of weeks. A little bit of snow and ice, not much. We've already taken Christmas decorations all down. It seems like we just put them up, but got those down last week. Been working on organizing the parks office. That's where my office is. In the past couple of weeks, we had started to remodel the break room, and the restroom, which has not been touched, I guess, in 40 years maybe. I don't know. Is this not on? Can you guys hear me? Okay. So we're working on that. Still working on that. As of today, we still got quite a bit left. Been working on approval of bids. Need that? How's that better? Yeah. Oh. Working on approval for bids for our new mower and our chipper shredder. I've got that all into Nate. Just waiting to get the go-ahead to get those ordered. They started the process hiring seasonals already. Most of my guys, well, in fact, all my seasonals are coming back. Maybe trying to hire a couple more. We're going to talk about that later on. And then just some other, grinding stumps at Johnson Park. Working on the PMs for the equipment, which we do every winter in our slow time. Mounted the plaque at Liberty Bell Park, so that's off the off the list. And we got another one we're gonna put in up at Skyview. Wait for the weather to get warm again, though. I've got to pour quite a bit of concrete to get this one done, the one up at Skyview. So, got a new slide coming for Central Park. The other one just had a big rip in it. So as soon as that gets here, we'll get that replaced. And then just some odds and ends, putting asset tags on all of our equipment, organizing our files and stuff like that. So, but most of our time right now is being spent working on our remodels of our facility. So that's what I got.
Okay. Let me go to the recreation report. I'll just see if I can pull out some highlights here. The turf project is continuing. The turf's been removed at Memorial Field. They will be doing some grading here in the next week or two. They're going to recrown that field because they're centering it. It wasn't centered before, so we can fit a full-size college soccer field on the turf. And so they're going to recrown that, and then as soon as weather permits, they will get the turf back on. We're hoping to have it done by the end of March for the first soccer games. So they start around March 20th. If not, they'll be on another field until we get it completed. So we're trying to push that as much as we can to get that done, but it will be dependent on how the weather holds up this year and if it warms up soon for us. The ice rink, we've had a really good winter so far. I just got the report. We've had 13,820 skaters since we opened, and we've had almost 25,000 in revenue, even though we don't have an entrance fee. So it's been used quite a bit, which is really good. We're excited about it, and we've learned a lot, and we have some things we'll do better next year, but we'll just keep that going as good as we can. Let's see if do you have any other questions on, that's, the skating program is pretty much, we've done some winter camps, and those were successful and did well this winter. Is there any other questions on recreation programs? They're getting ready for, they start the hiring process for Aquaventure already and start going through that process to get the kids hired up for the summer and get that opened up by in May. So any other questions you may have?
With this, you said 13,800, are those unique skaters or just its uses, total uses?
I want to say, if my memory serves me right, 20% return.
Okay.
I can't remember, but I think it was around that. But mostly, it's new skaters that have come in. I know there's been a lot of out-of-town plates parked out there.
Are you calculating in people that are bringing in their own skates?
The 13,000 includes people that bring their own skates.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
How do you do that? How do you keep?
They have to check in, because we have to know that they've so they tell us, they get a lanyard. So for every lanyard you get, they put that into the register.
Oh, I forgot about the
Yeah.
lanyards. Okay.
Yeah.
So, is there a limit how many people can be on there at once?
Well, the limit is actually, for ice skating, there's actually 160, but yeah, it could get pretty tight on a skating rink.
Yeah.
That allows 6 feet around each person, but with the amount of rentals we have available, we're probably around that 40 to 50 max. That helps control it the most, is how many skates you can rent out. So, and the way that Omaha does it is you have to reserve. We haven't moved to that yet, so I don't think we need to, but we'll see as time goes by. Because Christmas time is going to be the busiest time.
No, I've been out there. I'm not skating with my
Yeah,
granddaughter
yeah,
skating.
yeah,
Yeah, so it's been full.
yeah.
Are you seeing after-hours rentals? Are you seeing much of that for the
Yep.
parties or for the
Yep.
teams?
Yep. Yeah, once or twice a week, it seems like that they've
Wow.
had them. Yeah. we've had, one of the towns, what town was it? Do you know, do you remember? One of the towns came and brought 100 people, local towns, yeah, so, so other communities have been coming out and using it.
Pretty much every time I've seen it, it's well utilized. Like, I wish it were less utilized because I want to go try it.
Yeah.
I'm embarrassed to get out there, so.
Yep, go out on it when it's about 5 degrees. You
Yeah.
won't, you'll be by
Okay.
yourself.
Good tip. How, so you're just now getting a Zamboni for it? Did I see that in the,
Yeah, the Zamboni finally came in. We had ordered that a while back, but they're made to order because it's a small unit. So when you order it, they have to build it and then they ship it out.
how are you maintaining the ice then, I guess? That's my question.
So there's a manual system that we use, and we have to use the manual system if I don't have someone that can drive a tractor the proper age. So it's hard on Sundays to get someone that can drive a tractor.
Okay, so that's what the training is.
So we do have all of our kids out there that are, there's a few of them that are trained to actually resurface it without a Zamboni. So it can be done, but every morning we use the Zamboni. Yeah.
Is it a manual system, a pallet?
It's just, you're just basically dragging a towel on the end of a hose with nozzles on the end of a pipe.
One time and there was a guy with a pallet.
Oh yeah, that's how they scraped it. There's a manual system that Steve Geary came up with, and it worked for us, so we kind of liked it. It was better than a shovel. So yeah, it was a homemade little system, but it actually works well. Any other questions on that one? The department report here. I'll just run through kind of the highlights here. Talked about the ice rink. We did the pump track open house. That's been completed and done. That project is complete and those funds were expended. That was $114,000 from Lee DeKarski Estate, and very much appreciated for that donation. Johnson Park, most everything's completed. Our river lights, we've had trouble with, but they're under warranty. We're waiting for them to come in. So hopefully those come in soon. The last time I heard it was mid-December. They didn't come in then. They said it'll be mid-January, so I still haven't heard. So I'm sure that it'll get pushed back another month or so, but we'll get those replaced. I can go turn them on manually, but they only stay on for 2 nights and then they shut off. And so, it's just a challenge to keep them on all the time. But we'll get those replaced and then they'll stay on all the time. Team lockers, that project is complete as well. We're waiting on a couple of items, and then we'll be doing an open house soon, probably in the next 3 weeks. We'll get that scheduled so everyone can come out and see what we've got going on out there. Talked about the turf, Liberty Bell, the pickleball courts. We're just waiting for spring to do the painting. And Ryan talked about the restrooms going in. The sidewalks are all in. We'll also be doing the phase 2 of the playground sometime this year as well. And we'll also be installing a shelter out there, a picnic shelter. And also backstops. We'll be replacing those backstops as well. And for the Johnson Park, again, the only thing that we have left here is to repair the lights. That's all under warranty. Complete the sod, because we did not get the sod in time. There's a little bit of sod left, and we'll be planting some trees as well. We got more planting to do there. 275, we started that project. We'll be sending out an RFP for the trees. We have $144,000 to spend over 3 years to put trees all the way from Victory Road out to 37th there. And then our beverage contract is up. Generally, that's something that we use to raise money for projects. So we'll probably be putting an RFP out for that soon. For exclusive beverage provider that would be able to sell, if it's Coke or Pepsi or whatever company puts in the largest bid, would probably get that. And I would bring that to the board when we get to that selection process. But I'm starting that process this year because the contract's up at the end of the year. So we need to find someone to start on January 1 to be our exclusive beverage provider.
What locations?
All of, so, all of our concession stands at the Taha, at Memorial, at the water park, the concession stand at Johnson Park, and, we have, vending machines at Skyview and also at some of our, staff shop areas, so. We'll be, last time it went out, they gave $1,000 a year, but that's minimal. The last time I've done this in another town, we raised $250,000 for a project through that. So hopefully we can garner a little bit more than $1,000 a year. So, any questions on the beverage contract?
How long are the contracts typically?
So I'm shooting for, this one was 2018 and expires next year, but it should be a 10-year. So you would get more donation for that, more money coming in for that than you would on a shorter contract. And then Central Park, we've been working on a few things there. We do have to finish the irrigation this spring. We'll be looking for funds to replace the walkway. We do need to replace the fencing at the tennis court and also the basketball court. We got new hoops that'll go in this spring as well. And we'll probably have to redo the concrete at some point there as well. So when we do the path, we'll probably do the concrete at the same time. Any other questions? A public request, I did put the lights at Skyview Park. We do track all of our public requests that come in. So if we see trends or if we see something, we want to make sure we get that into our budget. That's something that's probably high on the list, especially since people have seen the nice lights at Johnson Park. It's just really nice to have that. So right now, I think it's just a matter of getting it quoted out, just get an idea of how much funds we need to get that project done, or phase it out and over a few different projects until it's complete.
Questions, it's not on the list here, but the funds that we're getting for the biking, walking path that's gonna be going down 7th Street and tying in, is this the time to ask questions on that?
Is that for the $2 million grant? Yeah, that's running through engineering right now. I need to sit down with Anna and talk about the planning of it and who's gonna get involved and when. And I don't have those questions answered yet. Most of it will be engineering and planning and design for, and probably feasibility of, underpasses and locations of, how you're gonna cross the busy roads and all that
That's the
stuff.
question,
So,
is
yeah.
do you know yet kind of how, like where's 7th Street and you're gonna cross Omaha Avenue and the railroad tracks, is it like above, is that kind of what's in the mind, or is it?
Yeah, I know they would go under 13th Street, so it'd be underneath. But I don't know on the other crossings specifically, and maybe we bring Anna in to do a little presentation on what we've got going on. We can maybe even schedule that for next month.
Because that intersection there, when you've got railroad tracks, you've
Yeah.
got, 4 lanes and a turning lane, and
Yep.
it's not really something, I don't think that anybody can walk across it safely. It's just, it's
Yep.
too much going on right there, so
Yep,
it definitely is, you have to take a serious look at that.
yep. I should mention, we did get a $15,000 grant from the Kansas City Royals Foundation, and that's going towards the Kohler project to help us, some funds that we needed. We're hoping to have a little new playground in there at the end of all this. So we're hoping to have enough funds, just enough left over to replace that playground.
court be? Will that be ready for the spring or summer?
Yeah, as soon as they get it painted and as soon as the ground thaws.
Okay, and will that just be one court or will it
4
be-
courts.
Oh, 4, okay. A
Yeah.
lot of people are talking about that. I
And
think they're
lights,
looking forward
yeah.
to it. Yeah, lights, good.
Yep. Any other questions? Sports, I guess I can go over sports real quick as well. I'll just go over kind of the different projects we have going on over there. We're working on the press box right now, refurbishing the press box. The 2 restrooms will be turned into umpire rooms. We're gonna replace the siding and all the windows and just make it nice. It was pretty bad. It's had its time.
Will there still be internet access on top of the press box?
Yep, and we added Wi-Fi inside the team lockers as well.
Okay, so there'd be enough in the press box for someone to stream?
Yeah,
Okay.
yep. And then, the backstops, we're almost done with the field 1 backstop as well. We're just waiting on a net. And then, we're quoting out the 3rd backstop as well. And then we're also quoting out replacing the backstop at Liberty Bell, so, and I did mention that.
Will the sound system at Taha remain the same? That's up there right now?
Yep, I haven't heard of any plans to replace it
Okay.
yet. I guess if we need to just have that conversation.
Right. Will it be done before March?
The press box? Yeah.
Okay.
The windows will be in around February 14th.
Perfect.
Once the windows are in, we can wrap it up.
Okay. And then, new sound systems at Memorial Baseball? Is that correct?
I believe so. And I believe that was part of a donation, is that correct? That's what I'm recollecting.
Part of the turf donation?
No, another donation. We had
Oh.
a direct donation for some
Okay.
sound improvements over there.
Awesome.
And then the heated shop, we're just checking on a few things for insulation before we can move forward with or finish that up. But we are trying to provide heat in one of our shops at Taha, and so that's one of the other projects we're wrapping up. And I don't see anything else on here that we haven't really covered. Any questions? That'd be it.
Is there any members of the public? Just checking. Anybody else have anything else? Questions, comments, concerns?
I think just thinking about the upcoming concert season, a couple things. Will Johnson Park be utilized for any music venues this summer?
It'll be available. We haven't had it,
Okay.
no one's scheduled anything at this point.
Oh, okay. I was just thinking, we talked a little bit about recycling after all these big music venues, and I was thinking even if we just started with Riverfront Square for those 3 or 4 concerts that happen, there's a lot of metal containers that are put in the trash that could be making money. I mean, it's not a lot of money, but it could be making some money if, I don't know. I'm happy to talk to maybe a Boy Scout troop, Girl Scout troop, youth group, if they wanted to kind of be in charge of that and then utilize the funds, or do you think the park department would want to be able to utilize that? I mean, handle that, or I didn't know if that would be more extra workload.
For recycling?
Yeah, to add that to the trash cans.
Ryan, do you have any comments on that, on what you guys?
I don't know, I mean, it's not something we couldn't do. It would just add having to dig through garbage cans and dig the aluminum cans out after an event would be,
People that don't do it appropriately, and yeah.
well, it would just be one more task to put on the guys, but I mean, could we do it? Yeah, we probably could, I mean, I don't know how, I don't know, pretty sure the attitudes wouldn't, having to dig through old cans, but anyway,
Yeah.
so.
And it probably wouldn't be cost effective for city staff.
It definitely wouldn't be cost
to-
effective,
to
but,
do
Right.
something like that.
and I don't know, I mean, I guess most of them are aluminum cans that they sell down there.
They are. They're all aluminum. So I mean, those could all go. I know there's a big aluminum can recycling over by the city office. I think maybe the wrestling team benefits from that. I'm not sure. If they would want to be in charge of, I'm happy to kind of liaise on that and see if I can find some people. We would just need a separate container, just that, and we label it
We've got plenty of containers.
metal
that-
cans. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, we can label any cans. And
Yeah.
if we have a volunteer group wants to help us work with that, I don't see any problem with that.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Just help with some of that waste.
yeah.
Yeah. You wouldn't have to dig through the trash necessarily. Just the recycling.
Just give them the option.
Give them the option, right?
Anybody else? Okay. Look for a motion to adjourn.
All right, thank you.
Second?
Meeting adjourned.